Good day everyone. We are Introspective here to showcase to you the final part or part 9 of the top-down shooter tutorial for Unity. In this video, we'll be showcasing the audio implementation within the game scene. First thing you need to do is go to your hierarchy, create a game of empty object, add component, and then your audio source. Alternatively, you can just go to the same thing and then look for audio source, and it will create a new game object with the audio source component already inside it. Go to your assets folder with the audio and drag down the desired music that you want. I am using a royalty-free music for this game scene, and this one is called Hiding from Zombies soundtrack. As I already have a music player already built in, I will be deleting this. And then once you have your audio source, click on play on awake and then loop. The loop allows the music to play over and over again, while the play on awake allows the music to play at the start of your game scene. If we just play test it, you can start to hear the music. Now, moving on with the next one. Go to your actual game scene, save, and then here you can do the exact same thing with your background music. Create an empty object, rename it, and then audio source. Then drag and drop down the desired music that you want. In this case, I already have a built one here, the music player. I will just enable it. And then do remember to check the play on awake and loop, if of course this is a background music. Now, if I just go and disable the sound effect first to showcase this, since this has a different theme already playing within it, if we just play test it, you can hear the music that was dropped down. This is very different from the last one, as you can see. And then now we have, for the next one, are the sound effects. Disable your music player first in order to test whether it is working. And in this case, we have 3 types of sound effects: shooting sound effect, walking sound effect, and zombie groans. 2 are interrelated with the script found with the player. For the first one, we have the player movement script, which is associated with the walking sound effect. And the other one is the player shooting script, correlated with the shooting sound effect. You can drag your game objects within these files. For the player shooting, we have the shooting sound effect, so I'll just drag that. And then the walking sound effect for the player movement script. In the player movement script, we are referencing a sound file. So we'll have to go to the audio file and then drag and drop the specific sound effect, which is running in grass. But it's also referencing a audio component from the walking sound effect game object, so we'll be just dragging that here as well. The next one we have is the actual scripting for these sound effects. First one we have is the player movement script. We go right ahead, you can see the audio source and audio clip variables being referenced here. This will both appear in the inspector. And since we are not using the audio source component at the same player game object, we don't have to put it here before it starts. But we do need to put the running sound effect here, since we're using a clip from the sound files. And then we have the primary enabler for the sound effect. We have the point handle footsteps. This detects if the player is moving or not. The increase of magnitude within your movement, and it will enable is moving as true if the player is moving, and play the specific sound effect. If the player has stopped moving, it will disable the sound effect. The next one we have is the script for shooting. We have the shooting audio source here. We will still not reference the audio component as we are not putting it in within the same player object. And then we will be playing the sound effect once the player actually triggers the shoot. Now, if we go back and test this one by one, disable other things in order to make sure that you are hearing right. First one we have is the walking sound effect. You can hear the rustling of the movement, but once you shoot, you won't hear it since it's still disabled. The next one we have is the shooting sound effect itself. Since we have already dragged it here, we can just enable it, and once we start play testing, you can hear the gun sound effects whenever you play. As you can hear, both of them are playing at the same time. And then we have the zombie drone sound effect, which uses the same method as the music player, but in this case we'll be using zombie drones in order to be called occasionally. Now if we go by and disable these two in order to hear the zombie drones better with the music, you can hear the groaning in the background being mixed in with the actual background music. Since it is play on awake and loop, it will go right ahead. Now, if we just enable everything, and go to the very start of the game scene, the main menu, we can experience the game with a full working audio set. This will play ahead and ahead until you start the game, and you will hear different music when you're actually playing. As you can see, the other sound effects are working very big. And that's about it. Thank you very much for watching the video and tuning in with the series. We hope that you've learned a lot from your time here, and hopefully you have succeeded in making your own top-down shooter game for Unity. Again, this is Introspective signing off. Thank you and goodbye.